If there's one thing AEW isn't in shortage of, it's belts. From their own AEW champions, to the Ring of Honor champion since Tony Khan bought it out, to all the Forbidden Door champion cameos. In this video, we'll be purely focusing on the AEW champions and who could possibly be next in line for gold. From AEW World Champion Samoa Joe, to AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm, all the way to Continental Champion Eddie Kingston, we have a lot of champions to cover. Luckily, we have time. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the wrestling universe as I predict who dethrones every current AEW champion. We start off with the AEW World Champion, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. Joe just won the belt recently, and so far has had quite an entertaining run. His run has seen the return of the ranking system, and several top opponents chasing him, namely Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. It seems all is set for a triple threat between the three men at AEW's next pay-per-view Revolution, and if I were a betting man, I would think this is where Swerve Strickland walks out with the gold. AEW have been building up Swerve for world title success for months, and I feel it's safe to say his moment very well could be at Revolution as he takes his career to the next level. We move on to the tag champions Ricky Starks and Big Bill. The two men have come together in recent times, forming a formidable duo which has dominated AEW's tag division. However, I have a feeling their run won't last too long, with Sting and Darby Allin chasing tag title gold as a part of Sting's retirement run. I feel it's only natural for the two men to win the tag titles. Whether that be next Dynamite or at Revolution, in a match that would presumably also include the Young Bucks, I'm unsure. But what I'm sure of is that Sting will hold one last championship in his legendary wrestling career. Tony Khan has always treated Sting with the utmost respect in this run, and what a better way to end the career of the icon than with gold around his waist. Julia Hart has had one of AEW's greatest character reinventions in company history, going from smiley cheerleader to dominating champion as a part of the menacing House of Black. Her run is one that I don't see ending anytime soon, but one that will end with a bang. There's many options on who can dethrone Julia, but none is more appealing to me than Athena. Athena has dominated ROH for the past year, and I feel once her Ring of Honor Women's World title run ends, she should be sent straight to the AEW main roster for the incredible work she's done. She's shown her strength as a champion, and to do it on a bigger platform will only be beneficial to the AEW product and the TBS Championship. She could make it the workhorse title of the division, facing off against incredible opponents like Shida, Statlander, and Purrazzo for the title in fun, hard-hitting matches. Orange Cassidy has been either international champion or fighting for the title for as long as it has existed. He's had a phenomenal run, which has set it up to be one of AEW's most exciting titles, but unfortunately, it's time for a change. And that change may just be an undisputed one. With the Undisputed Kingdom looking for AEW gold, and Roderick Strong specifically looking at the international title, it seems Orange Cassidy's days may be numbered as champion. I feel it's the right time for the division to move on, and a major loss for the Undisputed Kingdom here would hurt their momentum too much to afford. If you want to present these guys as the biggest heel stable in your company, then they need to pick up AEW gold, and there's no better way to start than Roddy as international champion. He could easily continue the workhorse legacy of the belt, having phenomenal matches against all foes, continuing to steal the show, and a fresh champion could revitalize the belt back to how it felt during OC's initial run. From one singles champion to another, we have Christian Cage. Christian Cage has completely revitalized the TNT Championship, turning it from what was seen as a tainted title to one of the most prestigious in the company. His run has been excellent, and one I still think has legs on it to go for a few more months. However, to me, the man who dethrones him is plain as day, and that is the rated R superstar, Adam Copeland. The two men have been in a blood feud since Copeland stepped foot in the promotion, and Storytelling 101 indicates heavily that Copeland's time as champion is sooner rather than later. And Adam Copeland's TNT title run is not only the perfect way to end this fantastic Christian Cage feud, but also a great way to continue to cement the title's prestige with one of wrestling's biggest stars holding the gold. The feuds he could go into for the title post-Christian are endless, and it could be a very exciting time for the title as it would cement itself as AEW's premier secondary championship. The Acclaimed have dominated the Trios division since winning the titles at All In. With their recent partnership with Bullet Club Gold, it seems those titles aren't going anywhere anytime soon, which does give us a bit of leeway with who to pick. There's a lot of great staples in AEW right now, but none that interest me more than the Blackpool Combat Club. BCC as Trios champions could bring the division to another level. Whatever formation it is, they would dominate the division like no other stable ever has and rule it with an iron fist. If Danielson were to be involved, this would also be his first championship in AEW, and while that's appealing, I'd rather have his big title win for another title. So for here, I'll be going with Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta to win the Trios titles. Speaking of the Blackpool Combat Club, we mentioned how Bryan Danielson's title victory should be another title, and I feel the Continental Championship is the perfect one. This shouldn't happen anytime soon, as Eddie Kingston deserves and has earned a long and great title reign. But I feel you could tell a great story of Danielson desperately seeking gold and aiming at Eddie Kingston to complete his legacy as a full-time wrestler. I feel you could play this moment out until All In, where Danielson finally wins gold in a stadium, having a probable fantastic match with Kingston in the process. Danielson could continue the legacy of the Continental title in doing so, having great matches against all challengers and putting over a young star like Takeshita, for example, at the end. And finally, we have the AEW Women's Championship. Timeless Toni Storm has had an excellent run thus far, with her whimsical and wacky ways taking over the women's division. She's someone I see as champion for quite a while longer, and someone who I feel will be dethroned by a woman not even on the roster yet. That person is Mercedes Moné. Mercedes could bring the AEW women's division to heights it's never been before, and become a staple in not just the division, but the entire company. The prestige of the championship would skyrocket, and so would its TV time, as when Mercedes is on your payroll, she's going to be on your TV as much as possible. Mercedes and Toni could have a fantastic feud, and even better matches. And after that, Mercedes could move on to the rest of the roster. Not only having standout feuds with them, but elevating them in the process with the added storyline depth and extra TV time one would get with working with Mercedes. But what do you guys think? Who will dethrone these AEW champions? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you're interested in content like this, and have a great day.